She's moaning his name when I walk in. Not mine. His. The sound cuts through me like wire through soft clay, reshaping everything I thought I knew about the woman sprawled across our marital bed. Miranda's back arches in a perfect curve I haven't seen in 3 years. Her wedding ring catching the afternoon light as she grips sheets I bought for our anniversary. Marcus Blackwood, her billionaire boss. The man who owns half of Manhattan doesn't even pause. He just looks over his shoulder at me with the same expression he probably wears when acquiring another company. Mild interest. No surprise. No shame, Daniel. My wife gasps, scrambling for the comforter. This isn't Thursday, I interrupt, setting down the roses I'd brought home early to surprise her. 24 red ones, one for each month since she started working for him. You said you had yoga on Thursdays. Marcus stands slowly, his body a testament to personal trainers and privilege. Everything about him radiates the confidence of someone who's never heard no and meant it. He reaches for his clothes with deliberate calm, each movement designed to remind me that he's not the one who should feel small here. We should talk, Miranda says, her voice strangled. No. I pick up Marcus's watch from our nightstand, a Patek Philippe worth more than I make in 5 years. We should have talked 6 months ago when I asked if something was going on. Danny, please, don't. The watch is heavier than it looks. Don't call me that while his sweat is still on your skin. Marcus buttons his shirt with practiced efficiency. I'll give you both some privacy. How generous. I toss him the watch. He catches it one-handed, of course. Tell me something, Marcus. When you were fucking my wife, did you think about how I served you coffee every morning for 2 years? Back when I worked in your building's cafe? His eyes flicker with what might be recognition. That was you? Triple shot, oat milk, half-pump vanilla. Every day at 7:15. I smile and it feels like broken glass in my mouth. You never tipped. Miranda wraps herself in our sheet, the ones with the thread count she insisted we couldn't afford. Daniel, you're scaring me. Good. I move to the window, watching traffic flow like blood through the city's veins. Fear is just honesty dressed up for a funeral. What does that even mean? She's crying now, mascara painting abstract art down her cheeks. It means I've been pretending for 6 months that my wife wasn't disappearing, that she wasn't coming home smelling like cologne I couldn't afford, that when she said his name in her sleep I was just being paranoid. I never meant Tuesday. I turned back to them. You meant it Tuesday when you told me you were visiting your sister. Wednesday when you said the hickey on your throat was a curling iron burn. And definitely today when you thought I'd be at my pathetic job until 6. Marcus clears his throat. Perhaps we should handle this like adults. The laugh that escapes me doesn't sound human. Adults, you mean like when you promoted her after 2 months? Or when you started texting her at midnight about urgent projects? Which adult move was your favorite? You're emotional, he says, straightening his tie. That's understandable. But threats won't change anything. Threats? I pick up Miranda's phone from the dresser. I don't make threats. I make observations. Like how your wife is in the Hamptons this week, or how your board meeting isn't until Monday, or how the building's security cameras mysteriously malfunction every Thursday from 2 to 4. The room's atmosphere shifts. Marcus goes very still. You knew? Miranda's voice cracks. I'm an IT consultant, Miranda. Did you think I couldn't check browser histories? Read deleted texts? Track GPS locations? I scroll through her phone. Here's my favorite. Last month you saved him in your contacts as yoga instructor. Creative. If you knew, why didn't you? Because I loved you. The past tense hangs between us like a corpse. And I kept hoping I was wrong. That my wife wasn't so cliché she'd fuck her boss in our bed. That the man who signs my consulting contracts wasn't that much of a predator. Contracts? Marcus's face changes. You're the consultant handling our security upgrade? Daniel Chen, network security specialist. I give a little bow. The invisible man who's been documenting every vulnerability in your empire for the last 4 months. Physical and digital. You're bluffing. Check your phone. He does. His face drains of color as he reads what I've sent. This is every offshore account, every bribed official, every tax haven, every sin your lawyers thought they buried. I sit on the bed right between them. Did you know your CFO has been skimming? Or that your head of legal likes to visit certain websites that would horrify your conservative board members? You can't prove. I can't. I pull out my own phone, showing him folder after folder of evidence.
Your empire is built on code, Marcus.
And I speak fluent binary. Miranda stares at me like I'm a stranger. Maybe I am. What do you want? Marcus asks quietly. Right now, I want you to leave my house. Take your dignity and your expensive shoes and get out. I lean back against pillows that smell like betrayal, but don't go far. We're not done. He hesitates, searching my face for something, mercy maybe or madness. He must find the latter because he backs toward the door. This isn't over. No, I agree. It's just beginning. He leaves. Miranda stays frozen, sheet-wrapped and shaking. Get dressed, I tell her. We have a lot to discuss. Are you going to divorce me? Divorce? I pick up a rose from the fallen bouquet, plucking petals one by one. That would be too easy. Too clean, too expected. Then what? Then we're going to play a different game. The last petal falls. And you're going to help me win it. I won't. Yes, I say softly, you will. Because unlike Marcus, I know all your secrets, including the one you've been hiding from both of us. Her face goes white. How could you possibly, like I said, browser histories are very illuminating. I stand, brushing petals from my lap. Get dressed, Miranda. We have a party to attend tomorrow night. Marcus's charity gala. You're going to wear that red dress he bought you, and you're going to smile like your life depends on it. Why would I? Because it does. I head for the door, pausing at the threshold. Oh, and Miranda? The pregnancy test in your purse, congratulations. Though I'd get a paternity test if I were you. Math was never your strong suit. I leave her sobbing in our bedroom surrounded by dead roses and the ghost of who we used to be. Outside, I call a number I've been saving for 6 months. Mrs. Blackwood, this is Daniel Chen. I think we should meet for coffee. I have something you need to see about your husband. Revenge isn't a dish best served cold. It's a virus best delivered through the heart. Catherine Blackwood. Looks nothing like her photos. The society. Pages paint her as Manhattan. Royalty, pearl-clutching, charity hosting, spine made of old money and older grudges. But the woman sitting across from me in this Chelsea cafe wears exhaustion like couture. Her Hermes bag can't hide the tremor in her hands as she stirs sugar into coffee she won't drink. You said you had information about my husband. Her voice carries the practiced calm of someone who's weathered storms in Chanel. I slide a manila envelope across the table. Thursday, 2:47 p.m. She opens it. The photos are crisp. I may be heartbroken, but I'm still a professional. Marcus and Miranda, tangled in sheets I'm still paying for. Her face doesn't change, but her stirring slows. This is your wife. Was. I see. She closes the envelope with manicured fingers. And what do you want? Money, revenge, both? I want you to teach me something. Her laugh is crystalline, sharp. Teach you what? How to tie a Windsor knot. Choose the right fork at dinner. How to destroy Marcus Blackwood. Now I have her attention. She sets down her spoon, studying me with eyes that have cataloged 30 years of her husband's sins. You think I haven't tried? I think you've been fighting with the wrong weapons. I lean forward. Prenups and lawyers, society snubs, and separate bedrooms. You've been playing by rules he wrote. And you propose what exactly? A partnership. You know his personal weaknesses. I know his professional ones. I pull out my tablet, showing her a sample of what I've gathered. Your husband isn't just unfaithful, Catherine. He's catastrophically corrupt. She scrolls through financial records, encrypted communications, a web of criminal connections that would make a RICO prosecutor weep with joy. Her expression shifts from skepticism to something hungrier. This is enough to bury him, but not enough to satisfy us. I close the tablet. I don't want him destroyed. I want him to destroy himself publicly, spectacularly, while we watch. You're angry. I'm inspired. I signal for more coffee. Anger is just passion without purpose. I have both now. She laughs again, warmer this time. You know what I noticed first? Not the affair, God knows that's not new.
It's that he's sloppy.
My husband, who plans corporate takeovers like chess matches, is fucking your wife in broad daylight because he thinks he's untouchable. Everyone does, until they're touched. She taps the envelope. What's your plan? Tomorrow night's gala. You'll attend with your husband, playing the perfect wife. Miranda will be there as his assistant, playing the perfect mistress, and I'll be there as the IT consultant, playing the perfect nobody. And then we give him everything he thinks he wants. I meet her eyes. Men like Marcus don't fear losing. They fear winning wrong. My phone buzzes. Miranda, please come home. We need to talk, Catherine notices. She's begging. She's negotiating. There's a difference. Is there? She finishes her coffee in one bitter swallow. My husband sent flowers this morning. Apology roses, I assume, though he didn't specify what he was apologizing for. The affair? Getting caught? Or just the inconvenience of my knowing? What did you do with them? Fed them to the garbage disposal, one by one. Her smile is razor thin. The sound was therapeutic. I like her more than I expected. There's something else, I say carefully. Miranda might be pregnant. Her face doesn't change, but the temperature drops. His? Unknown. But he'll claim it if he thinks it gives him leverage. A baby. She says it like a curse word. He always wanted children, just not with me, apparently. 3 miscarriages and 1 dead bedroom later, he's potentially procreating with your wife. I'm sorry. Don't be. Empty wombs and empty promises. I've made peace with both. She opens her bag, pulling out a different envelope. Since we're sharing, you should see this. Inside are photographs spanning years. Marcus with different women. Some I recognize from the company, others who look barely legal. But the last photo stops my heart. Miranda from 2 years ago, before she worked for him at a conference I remember her attending. They met before she was hired, Catherine explains. He pursued her, placed her in that position. Your wife didn't seduce her boss, Mr. Chen. She was hunted. The coffee turns to ash in my mouth. I'm saying Marcus collects things. Companies, art, women. She slides the photos back. Your wife was acquired, not seduced. Though I doubt that distinction matters to your heart. It matters to my strategy. Good. Hearts are liabilities. Strategies are assets. She stands, designer heels clicking. Tomorrow night, then. Shall we coordinate? Actually, an idea forms, terrible and perfect. What if we don't? What if you arrive to find your husband already there with Miranda? What if you make a scene? Her eyes light up. A public confrontation. How deliciously gauche, but believable. The wronged wife, the shameless mistress, the guilty husband. While everyone watches that drama, you work in the shadows. She nods appreciatively. I underestimated you. Everyone does. It's my superpower, she laughs, genuine this time. You know what? I think I'm going to enjoy this. For 27 years, I've been Mrs. Marcus Blackwood. Maybe it's time to remember who Catherine was before the title. Who was she? Valedictorian. Summa cum laude. The girl who made board members cry during her father's merger negotiations. She adjusts her bag. The woman who gave up everything to play the perfect wife to an imperfect man. And now? Now she's your ally, Mr. Chen. God help us both. She leaves, her perfume lingering, something French and expensive like liquid revenge. I order another coffee and open my laptop, diving back into Marcus's digital entrails. Every line of code reveals another secret, another weakness, another... Working hard? I look up. A woman stands beside my table, late 20s, striking in the way that suggests effort rather than genetics. Her smile doesn't reach her eyes. Can I help you? I'm Sophia. Sophia Reeves. She sits without invitation. I work for Mr. Blackwood, Director of Strategic Initiatives. Congratulations, don't be cute. I know who you are, what you're planning. She leans forward and I catch a glimpse of a recording device in her purse. Marcus sent me to make you an offer. I'm listening. $1 million, cash, untraceable, all you have to do is forget what you found and disappear. That's insulting. 2 million. Still. Insulting, she sighs. What will it take? Does Miranda know about you? Her composure cracks slightly. Excuse me? Strategic Initiatives. That's a fancy title for someone who started as an intern 2 summers ago. Someone who spent a lot of late nights in Marcus's office before Miranda came along. Her face hardens. You've done your homework. I'm thorough. Tell me, Sophia, how does it feel to be replaced? To watch him chase my wife the same way he once chased you? You don't know what you're talking about. Thursday nights. That was your slot before it became hers, wasn't it? I show her security footage on my laptop. Her leaving Marcus's office at the same time Miranda now does. He's nothing if not consistent. She stands abruptly. This conversation is over. No, it's just beginning. I hand her my card. When you're ready to admit he threw you away like all the others, call me. I'm building a coalition of the discarded. She takes the card, her hand shaking slightly. You're making a mistake. Marcus doesn't lose. Neither do I. Not anymore. She leaves, heels clicking a retreat. I smile, adding her to my mental chessboard. Another piece, another possibility, another. My phone rings. Miranda again. This time I answer. What? I'm at the hospital. Her voice is small, scared. I'm bleeding. The baby, I think something's wrong. Everything else fades. Which hospital? Mount Sinai. Danny, I'm scared. Please, I'm coming. I throw money on the table and run. Because despite everything, the betrayal, the rage, the elaborate plans for revenge, she's still the woman I married. The woman I loved. The woman carrying a child that might be mine, or might be his. But blood doesn't care about paternity, and neither, apparently, do I. The hospital room smells like disinfectant and dashed hopes. Miranda lies propped against pillows the color of surrender, her face pale without its usual armor of makeup. The monitors beep a steady rhythm that somehow makes everything worse. Life reduced to electronic percussion. The baby's fine, she says before I can ask. Just stress, the doctor called it a threatened miscarriage. Threatened. I pull a chair close but not too close. Even your uterus speaks in ultimatums, she almost smiles. That's not funny. Nothing about this is funny. We sit in silence, watching her IV drip promises of hydration and stability. Her wedding ring catches the fluorescent light, sending tiny rainbows across the wall. Beauty born from broken light. It's yours, she says suddenly. The baby. I did the math, had them run tests. It's yours, Danny. The relief hits me like vertigo. Then the anger returns, darker for having been displaced. And if it wasn't, would you have told me? I don't know. Points for honesty, I guess. I lean back, studying the woman I thought I knew. Tell me about the first time. Daniel, I'm here, aren't I? Sitting in this hospital room, watching you incubate what might be the last good thing between us. The least you can give me is truth. She closes her eyes. It was the Whitmore account. You remember? That night I called saying I'd be late, that Marcus needed. I remember. He'd been attentive. Compliments that felt different from professional praise. Touches that lingered. I was flattered, God help me. This brilliant, powerful man noticing me. You were always worth noticing, were I? Her eyes open, glistening. When's the last time you looked at me, really looked? Not just checking if I was there, but seeing me. Don't. The word comes out harsher than intended. Don't you dare make this about my failures as a husband. I didn't push you into his bed. No, you just left it empty. She touches her stomach reflexively. I'm not excusing it. What I did was wrong, cruel, unforgivable. But Daniel, we were drowning in different oceans and neither of us tried to swim to the other. So you swam to Marcus. He made me feel valuable. I made you feel loved. Did you? She turns to face me fully. Or did you love the idea of me? The sweet girl from your coding boot camp who laughed at your jokes and believed in your dreams? When did you last ask about mine? I want to argue, to list every gesture of affection, every sacrifice made. But the words die unborn. Because she's right about one thing, I stopped seeing her. The real her. The woman who apparently hungered for more than stabilized love and shared Netflix passwords. Tell me about the arrangement. She frowns. What arrangement? With Marcus. This wasn't just an affair. He placed you in that job, pursued you strategically. So what was the deal? What did he promise? How did you? She stops. Catherine, she's been documenting his patterns for years. You're not special, Miranda. You're just current. The words land like scalpels. She flinches, hands protective over her belly. He said he'd leave her. The admission comes out whispered. Said their marriage was a business arrangement, that she was cold, cruel. That I was everything she wasn't, warm, vital, fertile. And you believed him. I wanted to. Tears spill down her cheeks. Do you know what it's like to feel invisible in your own life? To wake up every day to the same patterns, the same problems, the same man who sees you as furniture? Furniture doesn't betray. Furniture doesn't lie. Furniture doesn't fuck its boss in the bed her husband bought. She sobs then, ugly and raw. I watch unmoved and moved simultaneously. The duality of betrayed love, wanting to comfort and condemn in equal measure. A knock interrupts. Marcus Blackwood enters without waiting for permission because men like him never do. I heard you were here, he says to Miranda, then notices me. Daniel. Marcus, I don't stand. Come to check on your investment? He moves to Miranda's bedside and I watch her face transform. Guilt and longing wrestling for dominance. His hand hovers near hers, not quite touching. The restraint is almost touching. The baby, he asks, is fine, I answer. And mine, in case you were wondering. His jaw tightens. I see. Do you? Because from where I'm sitting, this looks like a mess you're calculating how to manage. I pull out my phone, showing him a photo. Like this one, perhaps? It's Sophia leaving his office last night, hours after she'd approached me at the cafe. Her hair mussed, lipstick smudged, the particular dishevelment of hurried intimacy. Miranda gasps. Who is Sophia Reeves, Director of Strategic Initiatives, also known as the woman you replaced in his Thursday rotation? I pocket the phone. Did he mention her when he was promising to leave his wife? You bastard, Marcus growls. Me? I'm not the one running a corporate harem. I finally stand, matching his height if not his presence. Tell me, do you have a type or just a fetish for women who work under you? Literally in this case, his fist clenches. Good. Violence would make this easier. Enough, Miranda says weakly. Both of you, please. She's right, I agree. This isn't the place. But tomorrow night's gala? That's perfect. Public, elegant, crawling with your board members and biggest investors. The ideal venue for truth-telling. If you think you can threaten, I don't think. I know. I lean in close enough to smell his cologne, something expensive and predatory. Your wife and I had coffee. Lovely woman, very motivated, very informed. Tomorrow night should be spectacular. My lawyers are on my payroll now. Well, technically they're on nobody's payroll since you haven't noticed the frozen accounts yet. I check my watch. Should hit in about 3 hours. Temporary restraining order based on suspected embezzlement. Just a hiccup, really. But enough to make people ask questions. His face cycles through emotions, rage, disbelief, calculation. What do you want? What everyone wants, recognition, respect, revenge. I return to Miranda's side, taking her hand. She lets me, which surprises us both, but mostly I want to watch you realize you're not untouchable. This is about more than Miranda. Everything's about more than it seems. I squeeze my wife's hand, feeling her pulse flutter. Take Sophia, for instance. Did you know she's been documenting your encounters? Video, audio, very thorough. Almost like someone taught her the value of evidence, he pales. You turned her. Turned is such a dramatic word. I prefer enlightened. Amazing what people share when they realize they're disposable. I release Miranda's hand. She's pregnant too, by the way. Congratulations, you're quite the fertile executive. You're lying. Check your personal email. The one you think IT doesn't monitor. I watch him pull out his phone, watch his face crumble as he reads. Ultrasound photos are so clear these days. Miranda makes a sound. Wounded animal meets drowning swimmer. Marcus? He doesn't answer, can't meet her eyes. The great Marcus Blackwood, corporate titan and sexual predator undone by the oldest mistake in the playbook. Get out, she whispers. Miranda, let me explain. Get out. He leaves, dignity abandoned at the door. I should feel triumphant. Instead, I feel hollow, watching my wife shatter over a man who never deserved her tears. Why? She asks. Why show me that? Because you needed to see who he really is. Who you almost threw everything away for. I sit on her bed, close enough to touch but maintaining distance. He's not a romantic figure, Miranda. He's a collector, and you were almost just another acquisition. And what am I to you? The question hangs between us like a blade. I don't know anymore, I admit. The mother of my child. The woman who broke my heart. The stranger wearing my wife's face. I touch her stomach gently. But this innocent thing, this I know. This I'll protect. She covers my hand with hers. For a moment, we're connected by more than betrayal. By possibility, by shared creation, by the terrible hope that broken things might heal, crooked but whole. I'm sorry, she whispers. For all of it. For him, for lying, for losing us somewhere between routine and resentment. Sorry doesn't rebuild trust. Then what does? I don't know. Maybe nothing. Maybe time. Maybe watching Marcus Blackwood burn will cauterize something in both of us. I stand, suddenly exhausted. The gala's tomorrow. You should be released by then. You still want me to go? I need you to go. One last performance. Help me end this and maybe we can begin to find what comes next. And if I refuse? Then you refuse. But know this, tomorrow night his world ends either way. You can be part of the justice or part of the wreckage. Your choice, she nods slowly. The red dress? The red dress. Let him see what he's losing while he loses everything else. I head for the door, pausing as she calls out, "Daniel, what about Sophia? The pregnancy, what about her? Is it real?" I smile without humor. Does it matter? Truth and belief are different currencies. Tomorrow Marcus learns which one's worth more. I leave her with that riddle, stepping into a corridor that smells like antiseptic and endings. My phone buzzes. Catherine confirming tomorrow's arrangements. Sophia sending more evidence, my lawyer preparing papers I'm not sure I'll ever file. Everyone's in position. The board is set. Tomorrow, we play the final game, and everyone loses something, but some lose everything. The St. Regis ballroom bleeds opulence. Crystal chandeliers fragment light into 1,000 promises, each one false. Manhattan's elite circle like predators in Prada. Their small talk sharp enough to draw blood. I adjust my rented tux, the IT consultant playing dress-up among wolves. "Champagne, sir?" A server appears, young and eager. "Just water. I need clarity tonight, not courage." Catherine Blackwood makes her entrance at exactly 8 p.m., punctual as pain. She wears midnight blue that makes her seem like living twilight, elegant and ominous. Our eyes meet across the room. A conspirator's glance, nothing more. Then I spot them. Marcus guides Miranda through the crowd, his hand possessive on her lower back. She wears the red dress as requested, but she's styled it differently. Hair up, shoulders back, war paint precise. She looks like a woman attending her own execution with dignity. Quite the gathering. I turn. Sophia Reeves stands beside me, champagne flute held like a weapon. She's chosen gold tonight, the color of ambition. You came. Curiosity. She sips delicately. That and your promise to burn it all down. I want a front row seat. Careful. Proximity to fire leaves marks. I'm already scarred. She touches her stomach almost imperceptibly. Might as well add fresh ones. Is it real? The pregnancy. Her smile cuts. Would it matter if it wasn't? Like you said, truth and belief, different currencies. Across the room, Marcus holds court with board members, Miranda ornamental at his side. He doesn't see Catherine approaching, doesn't notice the shift in atmospheric pressure as his two worlds prepare to collide. Ladies and gentlemen, the MC takes the stage. Welcome to the Blackwood Foundation's annual charity gala. Tonight we celebrate philanthropy, progress, and the power of... A crash interrupts. Catherine has accidentally collided with Miranda, red wine spreading across the infamous dress like fresh blood. How clumsy of me, Catherine says, loud enough for nearby cameras to catch. Though I suppose you're used to staining things that aren't yours. The room holds its breath. Catherine, Marcus intervenes. His politician's smile strained. Perhaps we should what? Discuss this privately, like you've been doing in our bed? She turns to the growing audience. Oh, I apologize. Did everyone not know that my husband's assistant is also his mistress? My mistake. I thought common knowledge needed no announcement. Miranda stands frozen, wine dripping like the tears she won't shed. I almost intervene, but this is necessary. The public humiliation, the scandal going viral in real time. Every phone is out, recording, broadcasting. You're making a scene, Marcus hisses. I'm making a point. Catherine raises her voice. 27 years of marriage, and this is how you honor it? With children? With her? Actually, Sophia steps forward and I realize she's gone off script. It's them, not her, plural, the crowd gasps. Marcus's face drains of color as Sophia moves into the spotlight, her golden dress catching camera flashes like lightning. Sophia, he warns. Director of Strategic Initiatives, she announces. Also known as the Thursday night special before Mrs. Chen took my slot. Also known as the woman carrying your actual child, not just the one you wished was yours. The revelation lands like a bomb. Miranda sways, gripping a table for support. Catherine's perfectly composed mask cracks, revealing something raw beneath. She didn't know about this pregnancy. Neither did I. Sophia's improvising, and beautifully. This is lies, Marcus stammers. She's clearly unstable. Unstable? Sophia laughs, bright and terrible. Like Jessica from accounting? Like Amy from legal? Should I list them all, Marcus? Should I tell everyone about your office collection? Enough! He moves toward her aggressive, and that's when I step in. I wouldn't. My voice carries despite its softness. Not with everyone watching. Not with the board seeing who you really are. He turns on me, recognition dawning. You orchestrated this. I just pulled back the curtain. You built this horror show yourself. I pull out my phone, connecting it to the ballroom's AV system, a little IT magic. But since we're sharing truths, let's share them all. The screens around the room flicker to life. Financial records, offshore accounts, bribes, embezzlement. Each slide a nail in his professional coffin, data visualized for easy consumption. You can't, those are private. We're private. Past tense, like your reputation. I advance through slides with remote precision. Your CFO has been very cooperative, by the way. Immunity's a powerful motivator. Board members back away from Marcus like he's contagious. Investors pull out phones, probably calling lawyers. The charity recipients look horrified. Tainted money funding their good works. Daniel. Miranda's voice cuts through the chaos. She's moved to my side, wine-stained and wounded. Enough, please, is it? I meet her eyes. Is it enough that he hunted you, used you? Discarded you the moment something younger appeared? Is it enough that our marriage became collateral damage to his appetites? It's enough because I'm pregnant and terrified and I need this to stop. She touches her stomach. Our child doesn't need to inherit this poison. She's right. Of course she's right. But momentum has its own morality. There's more, Sophia announces, producing her own phone. Videos, audio, 3 years of evidence. Who wants to see what Marcus Blackwood does when... No. Catherine's voice cuts through like crystal breaking. She stands center stage now, every inch the queen reclaiming her throne. No more. You've made your points, all of you. Marcus is a predator. These women are victims or volunteers, depending on your perspective. This man, she gestures to me, is righteously vindictive. But what none of you understand is that you're all amateurs. She pulls out her own phone. Divorce papers, filed this morning, along with a forensic accounting report that makes your little slideshow look like a child's crayon drawing. She smiles at her husband. Did you think I stayed married to you out of love? Or habit? I stayed to document everything. Every crime. Every cruelty. Every cent stolen. Catherine, shut up. You don't get to speak anymore. She addresses the room. The Blackwood Foundation will continue under new management. Mine. The stolen funds will be recovered and donated. The victims, all of them, will be compensated. And Marcus will be lucky if he only faces bankruptcy instead of prison. She turns to me. Well played, Mr. Chen, but this was always my game. You were just the catalyst I needed. I should feel used. Instead, I feel impressed. As for you, she addresses Miranda with surprising gentleness. You're young. You're pregnant. You've been humiliated enough. Go home. Rebuild. Raise your child away from this toxicity. Miranda nods, tears finally falling. She looks at me asking permission or forgiveness, I'm not sure which. I nod, and she flees, red dress leaving bloody footprints in her wake. Security, Catherine calls calmly. Please escort Mr. Blackwood out. He's no longer welcome at Foundation events. They come for him, uniformed and implacable. Marcus looks around wildly, at his wife, at Sophia, at me, looking for allies and finding only architects of his destruction. This isn't over, he snarls as they guide him away. I'll destroy all of you. With what? I ask. Your frozen accounts? Your fled lawyers? Your scandalized board? You're done, Marcus. The only question is whether you'll face it with dignity or denial. He chooses denial, struggling against security, shouting threats and promises that move no one. The crowd parts, letting him pass like a kidney stone, painful but necessary. The party tries to resume, awkward and electric. People approach Catherine with condolences and congratulations, already calculating their positions in the new hierarchy. Sophia vanishes, probably to sell her story to the highest bidder. I stand alone, victory tasting like ashes and anticipation. My phone buzzes. Miranda, I'm at the hospital, stress the baby. Please come. Again. I look around the wreckage, Catherine claiming her empire, society adapting to new power structures, Marcus's empty space already being filled. This is what winning looks like. This is what justice tastes like. So why do I feel like I've lost everything that mattered? I leave without goodbyes, trading borrowed elegance for hospital fluorescence. The cycle continues, betrayal, revelation, destruction, repetition. But maybe that's the point. Maybe some stories don't end. They just change costumes and start again. 6 months later, I'm debugging code when she calls. He's dead. Catherine Blackwood doesn't bother with greetings anymore. We've moved past pleasantries into something stranger, co-conspirators who succeeded too well. How? Officially, heart attack. Unofficially, cocaine, whiskey, and the realization that he'd lost everything. Her voice carries no grief, only information. They found him in a hotel room in Bangkok. He'd been hiding there since the indictments. I save my work leaning back in my chair. Through my home office window, Central Park spreads autumn across Manhattan like a consolation prize. Are you okay? I'm free. She laughs, but it sounds like breaking. 30 years of marriage and all I feel is free. What does that make me? Human or hollow? A pause. The lawyers want to meet. His will apparently includes some surprises. Good surprises or bad surprises? With Marcus? Who knows? Death didn't make him less complicated. She sighs. How's Miranda? The baby? I glance at the framed ultrasound on my desk. We're trying therapy, separate apartments, shared custody of hope. Poetic. Pathetic, maybe. No, Catherine says firmly. Trying to rebuild after destruction isn't pathetic. It's brave. Stupid perhaps, but brave. My door opens. Miranda enters carrying our daughter Lily, 3 months old and unaware that her existence emerged from wreckage. She mouths, who? And I mouth back Catherine. I should go, I tell Catherine. Family time. Family. She tastes the word. I might try that someday. After I finish burning Marcus's legacy to the ground and rebuilding it as something clean, let me know about the will. Daniel? Her voice softens. We won, you know. We destroyed him completely. So why doesn't it feel like victory? Because victory and satisfaction are different currencies. I echo my own words from months ago. We traded one for the other, she hangs up. I turn to my family, if that's still the right word for what we're attempting. Marcus is dead, I tell Miranda. She shifts Lily to her other arm, processing. How do I feel about that? You tell me. Relieved. Guilty for feeling relieved. Angry that he escaped justice by dying. She sits in the chair across from my desk, the same place she used to sit when we worked on our startup dreams together. Before. Sophia? Last I heard, she'd sold her story to Netflix, working as a consultant on the adaptation. Of course she is. Miranda adjusts Lily's blanket unnecessarily. She played us all, didn't she? Even you, especially me, but I respect the hustle. We sit in comfortable discomfort watching our daughter sleep between us. The therapy sessions have taught us this, to exist in the same space without needing to fill it with words or war. I loved him, Miranda says suddenly. Not deeply, not truly, but I loved the idea of him. Of being chosen by someone who could have anyone. Of mattering in a way that felt bigger than our life. Our life was never small. No, I was. She meets my eyes. I felt small, invisible. Like I was disappearing into routine and responsibility. He made me feel seen. By destroying us, by destroying me. Us was collateral damage. She stands, pacing to the window. Do you know what the worst part is? I knew. Part of me always knew he was using me, that I was just another acquisition. But I let it happen because being used felt better than being ignored. I never ignored you. You never saw me. There's a difference. She turns back. When's the last time before the affair that you really looked at me? Not just checked if I was there, but actually saw me? The question hangs between us, familiar from therapy but still sharp. I'm looking now, I offer. Are you? Or are you seeing the woman who betrayed you? The mother of your child? The problem to be solved? She returns to the chair. Sometimes I think we're trying to rebuild something that never existed. We're chasing a ghost of a marriage that was already haunting us. My phone buzzes. An email from Catherine's lawyers. The subject line, you need to see this. I open it, read, then read again. Jesus, what? I turn the screen toward her. Marcus left me something in his will. She reads, color draining. 30% of Blackwood Industries. That can't be right. There's a letter. I open the attachment, Marcus's final words spilling across the screen. Daniel, if you're reading this, I'm dead. Given our history, you're probably celebrating. Don't. Death doesn't erase truth, and the truth is this. You were the only worthy opponent I ever faced. Others saw my money, my power, my position. You saw my weakness. Others wanted to join me or destroy me. You wanted to expose me. The difference matters. I leave you a portion of my empire not as apology but as acknowledgement. You broke me, completely. But in breaking me, you showed me who I really was, monster, predator, collector of beautiful, broken things. Miranda was never about you. She was about me. My hunger, my hollowness, my need to possess what I couldn't create. Love, connection, life growing inside someone who chose me. But she didn't choose me, did she? Even in her betrayal of you, she was choosing the idea of something else. We were all chasing ghosts. The money comes with conditions. You'll find them in the legal documents. Use it to build something better than I did. Create instead of acquire. Heal instead of hunt, or burn it all. I'm dead. I don't care. But know this, in destroying me, you became me. Calculating, ruthless, willing to sacrifice love for justice. The only difference is you might still have time to choose differently. Your defeated enemy and dark mirror, Marcus Blackwood P.S. The child Sophia carries isn't mine. I'm sterile. Have been for years. Cancer treatment in my 20s. She knew, played me like you did. Almost admirable. Miranda finishes reading. He's lying. He has to be lying. About which part? All of it. Any of it. She stands abruptly, disturbing Lily, who fusses. I need to go. I need to think. Miranda, don't. She gathers the diaper bag with practiced efficiency. I can't process this here with you. It's too much. I watch her prepare to leave, our daughter cradled against her chest. We have dinner Thursday. Family therapy. I know. She pauses at the door. Do you ever wonder what would have happened if I'd just said no? That first time he made a move? Every day. Me too. She shifts Lily. But then we wouldn't have her. And despite everything, the pain, the betrayal, the complete destruction of who we were, I can't regret her. Neither can I. She leaves. I return to the will, to the conditions Marcus mentioned. They're extensive but not unreasonable. Ethical business practices, charitable contributions, no layoffs for 5 years. He's trying to force redemption from beyond the grave. My phone rings. Sophia. I heard the news, she says without preamble. About Marcus. And the will. How, never mind. Of course you know. I minimize the documents. Congratulations on the Netflix deal. It's just business. She pauses. The baby isn't his. I know, he told me. In the letter. I mean, there is no baby. Never was. Her voice carries something like regret. I needed leverage, credibility. A phantom pregnancy was easier than the truth, which is that I'm just another ambitious woman who confused attention for affection. Who thought strategy could substitute for soul? She laughs bitterly. We're all such cliches, aren't we? The betrayed husband, the guilty wife, the other woman. The cold socialite. Marcus was right about one thing. We were all chasing ghosts. So what now? Now I produce a Netflix series about our collective stupidity. Now you decide whether to accept blood money. Now Miranda raises a child who'll Google her parents someday and find this whole mess. She sighs. Now we all pretend we've learned something. Haven't we? Have we? You exposed a predator but lost your marriage. Catherine gained an empire but confirmed her emptiness. Miranda found excitement but destroyed her foundation. I got famous for being infamous. Another pause. Maybe Marcus won after all. He's dead, but we're all still living with what he revealed about ourselves. She hangs up before I can respond. I sit alone in my office, surrounded by the artifacts of a life. Code on screens, pictures of before. Legal documents promising wealth I never wanted. Outside, Central Park continues its autumn performance, indifferent to human drama. The will stares at me from the screen. 30% of a fortune built on brilliance and brutality. Enough to never worry again. Enough to build something meaningful. Enough to corrupt absolutely. I close the laptop. Later I'll decide. Later I'll weigh principles against pragmatism. Later I'll determine whether accepting his money means he won or I did. But right now, I just sit with the truth Marcus's death revealed. We're all capable of becoming what we hunt. The betrayed can betray. The victims can victimize. The heroes of our own stories can be the villains in someone else's. The ghost of my marriage haunts the apartment. In the coffee mug Miranda left. In the indent on the couch where she nursed Lily. In the silence that used to hold conversation. But ghosts can be lived with. Sometimes they're even company. My phone buzzes. A text from Miranda. Despite everything, I'm glad you were here when I called. Both times, I type back always. Because that's what remains after the armor falls away, the small kindnesses. The reluctant care. The possibility that broken things might not heal but can still hold weight. Marcus is dead. His empire is fragmenting. His women are free, and I'm left holding the bill for a victory that tastes like defeat. Weighted with money that could build a future or bury it. Outside, autumn continues its work, taking what was green and turning it gold before letting it fall. There's probably a metaphor there, but I'm too tired to find it. I open my laptop again, return to debugging code. It's simpler than debugging life. Error messages are clear, solutions definable, success measurable. But life isn't code. It's messier, crueler, more beautiful in its failures. The will can wait. The money can wait. The decisions about what kind of man I'll be tomorrow can wait. Right now, I'm just a programmer working late, haunted by choices and possibility. Building something from the wreckage. It's not redemption. It's not victory, but maybe it's enough. Maybe it's a beginning. The end author's note. In the architecture of revenge, everyone is both architect and rubble. The question isn't whether to build or destroy, but whether we can tell the difference anymore.